Good evening, all. I'm feeling called to make another video. I've just been watching my podcasts, my news. I watched Valhalla, Ian Carroll, and Bearing. Those are the two that I like. All the three that I like. I think I Am Coach. I like his too. And it's crazy, the unraveling of everything. Anyways, my dreams, like, this is just all, it's just all a part of it. It's all a part of the fall. Like I said, it's going to get worse before it gets better. And it is. It very much is. This is just the beginning. But I felt very called to speak on violence. There's very, very many forms of violence, and I don't stand on violence. I don't stand with it in any shape or form. None of it. There should be no violence. No violence. Zero. In all forms and facets. Hitting, pushing, restraining, property destruction meant to intimidate. Physical threats. Property destruction. Went through that with my son's car, with it being egged inside. You know, the razor blade in the side of my tire. I mean, I've been through all kinds of different acts of violence. Running me off the road. All this coordinated events on the roads to create accidents around me. And just the most. Medical, all that crap. All right? None of that should be happening. Particularly from different government forces and underground. But yet people do it. So when you have people in power choosing to take these lengths to take someone down, and then you have to ask yourself why we have violence on the streets. Well, we have violence being promoted by those in power too. Do you understand? And this is where the imbalancing is. The imbalancing of the scales. There should be no violence on either side of the fence. None. Absolutely none. You know, overload of mental violence. There should be no mental violence, but yet there's mental violence everywhere. Overload of stress, information being manipulated, disorientation, constant contradiction, sleep deprivation, confusing or impossible expectations. We have people trying to put food on their table, trying to meet their light bill, trying to figure out what they're going to get their kids for Christmas. So they're working 2-3 jobs, which creates confusion, impossible expectations, sleep deprivation. You know, you want to talk about all these people on all these platforms, you know, and all this hate going between everything, with just all the call outs between Candace and everybody else in TPUSA, and, you know, everything in reference to Trump and everything in reference to Patel. And it's everywhere. But it's like, we're just feeding into the system when you fight back in this way. You literally are. That's why you have to take your power back. You know, do what you have to do that meets your needs. You know, in reference to utilities and things like that. If you have to rely on your credit, rely on your credit. It is what it is. You cannot make money appear. And they're only going to pay you so much. And you're going to be chasing this bag that's never going to get to you. Unless you sign the dotted line. Unless you sign the NDAs. Unless you sign the non-competes. Unless you hang out with the cool kids, hang out with the mean girls, get a little slice of losing pieces of your soul. That's how this whole entire thing is built. That's how it's built. Emotional violence. This is another one. Mocking, belittling, diminishing people's feelings, constant criticism, withholding affection, manipulating emotions, love bombing, to devaluing cycles, emotional abandonment. This is another big one. Emotional violence. We should not be doing these things, people. But people do. People mock, people belittle people. They diminish people's feelings. People attack people in the dark, create this huge thing. And then because it doesn't take you out or take you down, then you're the problem. I beg to differ. You're the problem for waging this war in the back. I'm not the problem, you are. Spiritual violence. This one's heavy. Weaponizing scripture in religious language. I know a little something about that. I've had so many different religious groups attack me and try to get into that little head of mine. It ain't never gonna happen. Claiming divine authority to control another person. There are many, many people in this world that carry many, many gifts. Many, many gifts. We all carry gifts, but there are people that carry gifts, but they misuse their gifts. And they do very dirty things. And they do things in the dark. Mocking, undermining faith, discouraging intuitions, discernment, using spiritual to justify abuse. That's the thing. I can't stand when people use spirituality to justify abuse. Oh my gosh, it's crazy to me, some of the things I see on my day-to-day basis in reference to just religious groups, faithful groups, Christianity, things like that. It's absolutely insanity. Social violence, isolation, turning people against you, turning people against each other, smearing your reputation, sabotaging work, financial violence. We all go through these things. Sabotaging employment, withholding money, fraudulent claims made in your name. About that. Economic dependency. Blocking resources and benefits. Yeah, I got a case all wrapped up in that. Blocking resources and benefits illegally. Destroying financial credibility. Yeah. There's been... Anyways, I'm so used to people siphoning and stealing from me. It's not even funny. That's why I just don't even... It doesn't even faze me no more. I'm like, look. Listen here, Lindas. Okay? And I love Lindas. I'm just saying. I like the saying. If people feel the need to exploit me, steal from me, and monetize me, then I feel as though they need it more than I do. Because I don't need it. You see? So they can have it. I'm not going to go toe-to-toe with people that I am above. And I said it. Because I feel as though I am above people. Because I'm not out here doing those things. I'm doing what I have to do. I hit my daily grind every day. My girlfriend said, I don't know how you do it, how you work so hard. I don't have a choice. I do it for myself. I do it for my people. I want to set the tone. I want to set the bar high. I want to carry ethics, morals, and values and integrity and dignity in what I do. And so I show the pathway in the way I carry myself on the day-to-day basis. Denying due process. About that in the little judicial system of ours. My gosh. Weaponizing procedures. Again, allow me to... This is institutional violence. So again, I say I don't stand on violence. I don't stand on any of this violence, not just physical violence. I'm talking about systematic institutional violence, financial violence, spiritual violence, emotional violence, psychological violence, mental violence, physical violence. I don't stand on none of it. None of it. Let's go down here. Faith, truth, violence is multi-layered. Exactly. Physical violence usually comes from emotional and psychological violence. Workplace retaliation always includes social and financial and systematic violence. Spiritual violence often hides inside gaslighting and manipulation. Violence isn't just what hits your body. It's what hits your mind, heart, your spirit, your livelihood, and your identity. See, this is where there's a lot of misconstrued. People think violence is just physical violence. No, it's beyond that. We have crossed over to the precedence of where it's beyond that. It's way far beyond that. And I don't stand on any of it. And quite frankly, neither of us should. None of us should. I move in love. I operate in truth. I operate in authenticity. I operate in forgiveness. Forgiveness for myself. Not for them, for myself. I give it to God. God handles that. I have nothing to prove other than to myself what kind of person, what kind of legacy I want to live behind. My legacy I leave behind is going to be better than those that are attacking me at this point in the venture.